Hey, welcome everybody to CP Cards and Dice. We're replaying a 1988 game, Game 1 of the World Series between the Oakland A's and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And we're going to be using APBA Basic. This is my first game ever, and back in the mid-70s. And I mean, I was totally, obsessed with it. It was great. It was tons of fun. It was relaxing. In a time of so many changes in your life, you could grab some the little cup and roll, a 66 and all would be good, right? So anyway, we're going to go over the lineups real quick, and I'm going to add the defensive points. Lansford is going to be a 5. That's one of the top fielding third baseman. He's a fast runner. Carney Lansford. He's got some stolen base opportunities on his card at 15 and 25. Then you got Dave Hendu Henderson. He's playing center field. He's a 2. That's average center field. You got Jose Canseco's a 2. He's in right field. Again, average. Known for having a ball hit off his head and then bounce over the wall. Dave Parker, who at times in his career was a 3. He's in left field, but he's a 1 now. So I guess age has caught up with him. By this time, what is this? 88. He's 37. The Cobra. That's what I like about the APBA cards. It tells you their nicknames. I always call him the Puma. I don't know why. Okay, Agent Orange. That's Mark McGuire. Now some of these, nicknames are a little bit questionable. And Mark McGuire is a 3 at first base, which is below average. A 5 would be the best. This is an original set of APBA cards. I think they come 20 players per team. I had to make a card, and you'll see which one it is in a second. Steinbach. Steinbach is the catcher. He's a 7. Next you have Hubbard. Now I remember Hubbard. I think this is the same Hubbard that played with the Braves. Glenn Hubbard, second baseman. Either he's going to play with the Braves or he played with the Braves. One of those. I think he's going to play with the Braves in the 90s. So he's pretty good second baseman. He's an 8. That's pretty good. That's above average. Now APBA has 3 columns, A, B, and C, or 1, 2, and 3, however it is. I don't remember. I have the book with me here. Weiss is a above average shortstop at 9. I put it in the wrong spot there. At 9, Weiss. And the pitcher Stewart, who's batting. And they don't need pitcher batting cards because you take it right off the interesting about APBA is that it has his pitcher rating and it has his batting rating simultaneously on the card. So and all the pitchers get this, since all the pitchers have their pitcher rating on their card. They'll automatically get the batting rating, and he's not much of a batter. He has no hits. He only has a walk. He could get a hit at 21, but that would be really tough to do. So Stewart is an average fielder at 2. So we're going to add these up now. 10, 30, 20, 28, 37, 39. So we're going to write that there. So this is going to put them in the middle column, whatever that is. It's either a B column or a 2 column. I can't remember off the top of my head. We're going to write in the stats or the data for Stewart is a B pitcher. It's going to put them. This has an influence on the hits, not on the extra base hits, just on the singles, which is one aspect that frustrates me a little bit, I guess you can say. All right, for the Dodgers, it's going to be Sachs, a 7, average second baseman. Leading it off, batting second is Stubbs, below average defensively. Mickey Hatcher is in left field. He's a 1, another below average. Marshall is a 1. They have a poor defense for a team that made it all the way to World Series, but they were underdogs. when they played the Mets. 1988 is a crazy season because the Dodgers beat the Mets, and they were the underdogs in that series, and they surprised everybody. Shelby is a center fielder. He's a 2. Mike Scioscia, catcher, at an 8. He's a good defensive catcher. Now Hamilton is the third baseman. He's a 5. Oh, there he is. That's funny. All right, he's a 5. And Griffin, that's above average, by the way. Griffin, batting 8th, is a 9, above average. And then finally, Tim Belcher, he's the one who's going to be going for LA. Now this game is famous for the pinch hit home run by Kirk Gibson. So the pitcher's a 2, and then his stats are a B, X, Z. There you go. All right. So 2 B pitchers on the mound, one with a Y and one with an X, Z, and that makes a big difference. See what happens. So right now, looking at the letters and so forth, the Dodgers are going to be the favorite in this game. We're going to start right away. Lansford. We didn't add this up. 10, 13, 21, 26, 35, 37. 37. So they're both B. Let me show you the book that I won't be pulling out very often, hopefully. Hopefully there's a quick game. And it has fielding 2. They're both fielding 2. Now I go individual fielders as well. Like the shortstop's going to be fielding 1 because they're both 9s. Second baseman's an 8. One second baseman is an 8, and that's the A's second baseman. So I'm gonna look at fielding 1 for him. Let me write the A's against the Dodgers. All right, let's get started. See how we do. Let's check out the time on the computer to see how long the game takes us. It's 8:32, and here we go. All right, it's a 61. Carney Lansford is facing Tim Belcher, and a 61 is a 24. That's a grounded to short, over to first, 1 away. That's a 55 on Henderson's card, and that's going to be a line drive base hit to left field. He ripped that one for a single. Henderson is on at first. Now, steals are automatic, so you don't choose when to go. Jose Canseco, 40-40 season in 88. Steps in the box. That's a high fly ball, center field. Center fielder, who is it? Shelby is right there. 2 out. And now it's the Cobra, Dave Parker. 32, that's a ground ball, second base, flips to shortstop covering, force out, and that retires the side. Well, 1 hit and no runs. We go to the bottom half of the first. Pretty quick inning there. Very limited in terms of pretty much everything is off the cards, even though, I know most of the numbers, that's why, but I guess somebody else would have to look some of that stuff up. All right, it's a 12. That's going to be a 25. Stewart is a Y, so it's going to be a 4-3. Put out, 1 out. Franklin Stubbs, lefty, 46. That's a fly ball, center field. And right there is Henderson, 2 away. And it's Mickey Hatcher, 35. It's going to be ground ball up the middle and through for a single. 2-out single for Hatcher. Not at first. Doesn't have good foot speed, or not a good base runner. He's an S, slow, I guess. Marshall has good power. Has a 5 at 11 and a 1 at 66. Moose, Mike Marshall. That's a 41. That's a ground ball hit to the shortstop, flips to the second baseman covering, and that's a force out. And that retires the side. 1 hit, no runs. We go to the top of the second. So it's going to be Mark McGuire leading it off for the A's in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch from Belcher. It's a 13. That's going to be a base on balls. Belcher's a Z, but it doesn't affect if there's nobody on base. If there's a guy on base, then it becomes 2 balls. Steinbach. That's a 54. That's a fly ball, right field. Shallow right. Incoming is Marshall. He's there. Puts it away. 1 away. And it's Glenn Hubbard. Don't have the stats on these cards either. They never gave you the stats. That would have been amazing. It's going to be a 52. A 52 is a 27. And if our third baseman is a 5, that's going to be a 5-4-3 double play with a runner on first base. Oh no, it's just Belcher's an X, so that's going to be a strikeout. So he loses the double play. He gets a strikeout instead. 2 out. And it's Weiss Pigpen, is his nickname. 24, it's a strikeout. And that ends the inning. They leave a man on the walk, but don't score. We go to the bottom half of the second, no score. So replaying game 1 of the 1988 World Series. 2 pretty decent pitchers going at it here. Bottom of the second, it's going to be T-Bone Shelby, center fielder. It's a 35. It's going to be a base on balls. So Shelby's on with a walk. Mike Scioscia next. 42. It's going to be a 38. That's, I believe, is a stolen base. Shelby's fast, so it's going to be a stolen base, I believe. And I'll double check that. Runner on first, 38. Runner steals second, S holds first. So stolen base for Shelby. Mike Scioscia with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. It's going to be Snake Eyes. And that's going to take us to the second column, so this is going to be exciting. See what happens. 13. Could be a ball that's driven into the gap, and that's going to be 1 hop off the wall. Around to score is Shelby. Into second base, standing is Scioscia with a RBI double. So Mike Scioscia gets a hold of one, drives it into the gap. And the Dodgers are up 1-0 here at home. All right, it's going to be Jeff Hamilton, the third baseman. Now, I didn't think I had Jeff Hamilton for some reason. And I actually made a card pretty quickly. Look at this. Almost identical. There's an app that you use. And I was surprised when I saw his card there. I thought I didn't have him. But anyway, cool. All right, Hamilton's up, runner on second base. Here's the pitch. It's a 64. It's a strikeout. So that's out number 1. Griffin. Scioscia takes his lead off second. 41. That's a ground ball to shortstop. 28. And he's going to hold. It's going to hold the runner. And firing to first is Weiss. 2 out. Next is the pitcher Belcher. Belcher is not much of a hitter, but he does have a few hits on his card. Got to hit a 33, 22, 66, and Snake Eyes. Oh, 61. That's going to be a strikeout. The second strikeout of the inning, and that retires the side, but not before the Dodgers come up with 1 big run on the double by Scioscia. And they lead at 1-0 after 2 innings of play. So this is how APBA plays. Pretty fun game. Simple. Cards are super duper cheap. I get seasons for $10, $15, $20. Sometimes a little bit more, but not much more, especially the older sets. A lot of guys have a lot of older sets and just kind of dump them after a while. All right, Stewart's going to be leading off here in the top of the third. It's 1-0 Dodgers. 61, that's a strikeout. So that's strikeout number 3 for Belcher. Tim Belcher has good velocity today. Carney Lansford. 43, that's a 29, that's a strikeout. 29 is a strike. Oh, no, wait a second. 29. 29 is a strikeout. I was correct. So 2 out now. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tim Belcher. 23 on Henderson. Dave Henderson's card. 23 is a strikeout, so he strikes out the side. Go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Dodgers. Leading it off is going to be Steve Sachs. Steve Sachs leading it off. Plays with the Yankees later on. That's a 14. That's a fly to left. 1 out. I mean, this is a must. You must have this cup to play APBA. I mean, if you don't, it wouldn't be APBA. 26 off Stubbs is a strikeout. That's strikeout number 3. Out number 2. And Hatcher bats from the right side. Hatcher's 1 for 1. He's singled. It's a 52. That's going to be a ground ball. Third base. Up with it is Lansford over to first, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Go to top of the fourth. We're moving along. It's Canseco, 40-40 man. Will he hit one out today? 42. It's a base on ball, so Canseco is on. Parker. '66. That's a deep drive to right field. Way back. Back goes Marshall to the track. He looks up. That's out of here. The A's have taken the lead on the 2-run shot by the Cobra, the King Cobra, if you will. Got a hold of that one. To have the 2 eyeballs right there for 2 RBIs. And it's going to be Mark McGwire now. 2-1. A's lead it here in the top of the fourth. And I know that Belcher wishes he had that pitch back. That's a foul ball. 66. That's a deep drive. Oh, that's a no-doubter. Left field. Hatcher. No chance. Looks up. That's out of here. Back-to-back jacks for the Bash brothers. Canseco, Parker, McGwire, and it's Steinbach. Nobody out here. 3-1. A's up here in the fourth. Fly ball center field. In comes Shelby. He's right there. Puts it away. 1 out. Hubbard now. Hubbard struck out in his first at bat. That's going to be a walk. Ball 4 to Hubbard. He's on at first with 1 out. And Weiss. 64, that's going to be a strikeout. Curveball got him. That's out number 2. Strikeout number 6 for Belcher. They tagged him for a couple of round trippers here in the top of the fourth. Now it's David Stewart steps in the box. 2 outs. Runner on first. It's a 23. It's a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts. And that ends the inning. But the A's come up with 3 big ones on 2 home runs. One by Parker, a 2-run shot, and 1 solo shot by McGwire. They lead it 3-1 after 3.5 innings of play. Mike Marshall's leading it off for the Dodgers. It's going to be a 52 at 27. That's going to be a ground ball to Lansford over to first, 1 away. Shelby, 31. That's a line drive base hit. A rope to batting. It's batting lefty, so that's a rope to right field. And it's going to be Sosha now. Oh, 65. That's popped up behind the plate. Steinbach throws his mask. Out number 2. Jeff Hamilton with 2 outs, runner on first. Shelby takes his lead off first. Here's the pitch from Stewart to Jeff Hamilton. It's a 65. That's popped up again. Another foul out to the catcher. And that retires the side. Back-to-back foul outs. They leave 1. And after 4, it's 3-1 A's. That was a fun little game. Easy to play, quick and easy to play. I have a bunch of seasons that I keep. I sell some, I keep some. 23, Lansford steps in the box. 23 is going to be a ground ball, second base, 4-3, 1 out. Next is Henderson. Henderson's 1 for 2. He singled and struck out. 41. That's a ground that is short. And that's Griffin. Alfredo Griffin fires to Stubbs, and that's out number 2. And next is Ken Seiko. He can. And that's a strikeout. Seiko swinging for the fences. Strikeout number 8. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. So Belcher retires 3 consecutive batters here after having a tough 4th inning. And it's going to be Griffin leading it off for the Dodgers. 3-1 A's. 53. That's going to be a 19. He's a 5. Let's see what that is here. Because a 19 is a 1 fielding. 1 fielding is going to be a ground ball. Oh no, first on error unless there's 2 outs. And there aren't 2 outs. That's an E5. An E5. So an error on Lansford. Griffin is on first. Now we're going to bunt. Okay. We're going to bunt. There's a bunting section in the book. So we're going to roll to see if a 42. A 42 is a strikeout. That's 2 strikes. We're going to bunt again. Say 34. That's going to be a 12. I don't think that's a successful bunt. Sacrifice bunt. You got to look. 12 is going to be a fielder's choice. 5-6. 5-6 fielder's choice. So Belcher, average speed is on at first. Bottom of the 5th, 3-1 A's. 42 for Steve Sachs. That's a 27. That's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. And that ends the inning. So Lansford redeemed himself with a nice play at third base to start that round the horn double play. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. We're moving along, as you can see. APBA moves pretty quickly, especially if you know the numbers already. Been playing this for 50 years. Well, seems like 50 years. Snake eyes. Oh, that's trouble. That's a ball that's 1 hop off the wall. And Parker in his second base. Throw has no chance. He's a slow-footed now. Wow. He used to be a base-stealing threat. All right, so we're going to hold him now. Let's see. Let's say 62. It's going to be a 41. Oh, boy. That's trouble. That's an unusual type play, 41. That's going to be a 41 at batter. Oh, in this case, it's a fielder's choice, 6-4. And an injury. Right? I'm not playing any injuries. 60. Nope. It's not going to be a fielder's choice because a runner on second. There you go. Runner on second. 41 runner on second is runner steals third, goes home on wild throw by catcher. E2. There you go. Parker still showing off his wheels, steals, and then scores. E2. And Mark McGuire still up. 4-1 now. So that's APBA for you. Just random stuff comes up out of nowhere. E2. Cool. 66. That's a deep drive. Left field. Back goes Hatcher to the track, to the wall. That's out of here. 5-1. McGuire, the Agent Orange, gets a hold of his second fastball of the day and puts it over the left field fence, giving the A's a 5-1 lead. Steinbeck now, nobody out. So there's some action in the Dodger bullpen. 51, that's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit single. So actually, I play the rule that if you allow, and that's part of it's in there. It's an additional rule or an optional rule, if you will. If a pitcher allows 5 runs, but this was an error, so it's really only 4 runs right now. But the home run would have scored him. So I'm going to say it's 5 runs. So now he's going to go from a B to a C. So B is crossed out, he becomes a C, and that's actually an optional rule that you can use. So there is action. The relief pitcher that we're using this game, Leary, Holton, and Pena. So we're about to bring somebody in. We're going to see if we can get through Hubbard. 65. That's going to be first base 35. That's popped up behind the plate. Foul territory, catcher. 1 away. Walt Weiss, excuse me. 66. Oh my goodness. Okay, see what happens here. 64. That's a deep drive. And that's going to be a double over first down the line. And runner third, F scores with 2 outs. Any runner scores. Steinbach is. I don't think Steinbach is an F. No, he's slow, so he's going to stop at third. But that's a double for Walt Weiss. With 1 out, the A's have second and third, and the pitcher's coming up. And we're going to bring in a relief pitcher, and I use colors to denote my relief pitchers. And we're going to see who we have here. I don't know who we have because we only have 20 cards with APBA, I believe. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, this set comes with 20 unless you get the extra players. So they brought in Leary. I'm going to bring in Tim Leary as well. Leary's going to be blue. He's going to be, for the first batter, he is going to be, he's an XZ, which is good. For the first batter, he's going to be an A. And after that, he goes back to B. So Stewart, second and third, snake eyes. That's a walk. Bases loaded. Walks the pitcher. Jesus. All right, and it's Carney Lansford with the bases loaded. Infield's going to be in. Oh, I have my trusty sharpener. Doesn't work very well. There we go. It's close enough. All right, Carney Lansford, bases loaded, infield in. See what happens. Need a strikeout, 35. That's a 9. He's a B. It's going to be a hit. Let's look and see what it says. Bases loaded, 9 against the B. He was an A here, but now he becomes a B again. A 9 is a single over first. Runners advance 1 bases. With 2 outs, they advance 2 bases. So only 1 run scores here. There we go. All right. It's another RBI there. Bases still loaded, and it's Henderson. Dave Henderson, infield is in. You know what? How many runs did they score? 6. We're down 6-1. I want to get out of this inning. I'm going to play the medium range for the second baseman shortstop. In other words, double play depth. And then I'm going to play the corners in. And I'll show you how I do that. Oh, 33. That's trouble, man. That's definitely not what you want at this point. That's a 4. That's a double to left center. Runners advance 2 bases. This is a 2-run double by David Henderson. 2-run double. RBI, RBI. Scoring is Weiss, followed by Stewart. And it's 8-1 now. And Canseco and the A's are about to bring 9 men to the plate in this top of the 6th inning. So infield is now second and third. Going to walk Canseco just to give us that opportunity to have a force. Intentional walk without, but you have to roll. And it's a 23. That would have been a strikeout. And now we're gonna go to Parker, who started this all off with a leadoff double way back when. It feels like an hour ago. So we're gonna play the corners in and the middle infielders double play depth. 42. That's a strikeout. So Parker strikes out. Route number 2. And it's Mark McGuire. Mark McGuire homered Mark McGwire homered twice today. Here's the pitch. 43, 29. 29 with the bases are still loaded. 29 is going to be a ground out back to the pitcher. Leary up with it. Feels his position, and that retires the side. So, wow. The A's come up with 5 runs. 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. And we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The A's are up, what is that, 8-1. Stubbs, 26, that's a strikeout. So Sammy Stewart, is that his name, Sammy Stewart? No, Dave Stewart, excuse me, not Sammy Stewart. Dave Stewart is retired what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Basically 9 out of his last 10 batters. There's been a Shelby single in the 4th. But he's dealing at this point. Hatcher, 54, that's fly ball right field. Down the line is Canseco, and he's there. Sit away. And it's Mike Marshall. Mike Marshall with a 33. That's going to be a ball that's pulled down the line into the left field corner. Rolls around out there. Hustling after it is Parker. But into second base with a 2-out double is Marshall. Shelby now. Marshall's playing it safe. Down by this many runs. That's strike 3. Curveball got him. And that's strikeout number 4, number 5, out number 3. And the Dodgers leave 1. At the end of 6, it's A's 8 and the Dodgers 1. Steinbach. 54, that's a fly ball right field. 1 away. 54 is a 32 on his card. 54, another 32. That's another fly ball to right. Shallow right this time. Running in is the right fielder Marshall, and makes a nice catch. And it's Weiss. Weiss doubled in his last at bat. He's 1 for 3. It's a 23. That's a ground ball second base over to first, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits in the top of the 7th. And Scioscia's leading it off. It's Scioscia, Hamilton, and Griffin against Dave Stewart. 41. It's a ground ball shortstop. Weiss over to McGwire, 1 away. Jeff Hamilton. Hamilton's 0 for 2. He's fouled out and struck out. That's 53. That's going to be E4. An error on second baseman Hubbard. Let the ball hit off the heel of his glove. Griffin, 46. That's a 31 fly ball to center field, 2 out. And now it's Leary coming up. We're going to see who we have to 8-1. I don't even know if I want to bring in Pena. We got 2 more innings here. Yeah, we had Pena come in this game, and who else? Pena and Holton or somebody like that. Let me see if there's anybody that... Howell maybe? No, Holton, it says. I don't have any Holton. So anyway, all right, we're going to pinch hit, I guess. Why not? I don't know who pinch hit in this game. It was Davis, Woodson, and Gonzalez. Let's see who I have here. Davis, Woodson, and Gonzalez. Davis, Mike Davis. Going to bat with 2 outs. Davis. All right. Mike Davis is going to bat. Here's the pitch to Davis from Dave Stewart. That's a 40. A 40. I don't even know what that is. There's some of these, I think it's like a strike or something to that effect. Yeah, it's a foul ball. do it again. Say 32, that's a grounder to second, 26 grounder to second base, and that retires the side. So they leave one on the error. Failed to score. And after 7 complete, it's 8-1 A's. It's gonna be a new pitcher now. We're gonna get a new color. Do an orange, a Met orange. Orange and blue. And it's going to be, who do we say? Pena's coming in. His name is Alejandro Al Pena. He's from Dominican Republic. And he's a XZ, an A pitcher. XZ. All right, Stewart's leading it off. It's a 45, that's a 36, that's a ball. 22, that's ball 4, it's a walk. So Stewart walks. He's managed, that's the second walk of the game for Stewart, the pitcher. Lansford, 52, that's going to be 5, actually it's a strikeout because Pena has an X. So instead of the double play, there's a strikeout there. Next is Dave Henderson. Dave Henderson's 2 for 4, double and a single. It's a 36. That's popped up. 36. Let me see if I remember. 36 is. Oh, wait a second. 36 is. What did I say it was? Oh no, 36 is what I rolled. 33 was the number, and that's going to be a pop up to the third baseman in foul ground. And Hamilton is right there. Put it away. Out number 2. And now it's Jose Canseco. 51. An 8 on an A pitcher. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be an out. It's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. Flips to the pitcher covering 3-1, and that retires the side. The A's leave 1, score none. And after 7.5, it's 8-1 A's. Stevie Sachs, who is 0 for 3, steps to the plate. And that's a 42. 42 is going to be a ground ball to third base. Lansford over to first, 1 down. Stubbs, 0 for 3, 61. That's a 41. 41 with nobody on. Let's see what that is. Oh, it's a ball that's a comebacker to Stewart. Stewart, oh, he throws it over the head of the first baseman. That's going to roll around in right field. And going to second is Stewart on the E1. 2-base error on the pitcher. Next is Hatcher. That's a fly ball center field. 2 out. And Marshall with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 8-1 game. The A's are up. Mike Marshall, right fielder for the Dodgers. 65. That's popped up. With a runner on second. A 35 is behind the plate. And Steinbach throws off his mask and makes the catch, and that retires the side. They leave 1 on the error, but don't score. After 8, it's 8-1 A's. The Cobra, the King Cobra, Parker, the Puma, 22. Line drive, base hit. That's his 3rd hit of the day. He's homered, doubled, and singled. And that's Pena still on there. He's an A pitcher. Not going to make any more pitching changes. He should be able to get out of this. All right. So nobody out, and Parker's on at first. He's going to play it safe. 40. That's going to be a ground ball second base. Flips to shortstop over to first, not in time. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. 4-6, 1 out. McGuire on at first. Next is going to be Steinbach. Steinbach with a fly ball, deep right field. Back goes the right fielder to the track and makes the catch. Just missed that one. Steinbach. 2 outs now, and it's Hubbard. Hubbard is 0 for 3 on the day. He's walked 44, an 8, with a runner at first against an A pitcher. That's going to be a ground ball to first base, and that's Stubbs flips to Pena, and that retires the side. 1 hit, no runs. Go to the bottom of the 9th, last licks, 8-1 A's. Shelby, fly ball right field. I'm sorry, left field, 1 away. Right there is Parker. Sosha, 24. That's a fly ball center field this time. Shallow. Running in is Henderson. He makes the catch. And Hamilton. Hamilton's 0 for 3. Reached on an error by the second baseman. Oop. Foul ball. Pull down the line into the seats. It's a snake eyes. That's going to take us to the second column. It's automatic. 52. That's a line drive base hit single. 2 outs. So the Dodgers are down 8-1. They're down to their last out. Runner on first, and it's Griffin. 34. That's ground ball. Ground ball to shortstop. Flips to second baseman covering for the force, and that ends the ball game. 1 hit there. 1 hit and no runs. Final score is 8-1 A's. The win is going to go to Stewart. It goes complete. Complete game. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of errors in this game. 5 hits. But it's got a bunch of errors here. 1 error there. Another error there. 3 errors. So he pitches a 5-hitter. Allows only 1 run. Struck out 5. And walked 1 there. Walked only 1 in the game. Allowed no home runs. So Stewart pitches a heck of a ball game. 5-hitter. And loss is going to go to Belcher. Belcher got whacked early. By the 5th inning, he got pulled. Excuse me. He allowed 6 runs. 7 runs, actually. 7 big runs, 7 earned runs. And he allowed 3 home runs. So he did not show up. His stuff did not show up. He allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. I got that. 7 hits, 7 runs. He walked 1 there. 2, 3. He walked 3, had 8 strikeouts though. Had velocity. Eventually started catching up with him. Takes the loss. He pitched 5 1/3. 5.1. And he gets the big L. Stewart gets the big W, and that's the ball game. 8-1 A's. Game 1 of the 1988 World Series, APBA style. Now we started at 8:32. I'm checking the time now. It's 9:09. 9:09. So that's 37 minutes. And this was a game that, I mean, you had a lot of hits. You had a lot of scoring, and that slowed us down a lot. This went pretty quick. This one took a lot longer. So this took us probably 10 more minutes than it should have. And I did a lot of talking as well. I just didn't roll for the result and move on. I stopped and I explained who was up and what they had done and on and on and on. So 37 minutes, very, very smooth for a game that had a couple pitching changes. I had 1 pinch hitter at least. Not a lot going on, but all the hits and the walks and the errors, that slowed us down big time. There was 3 errors here. There was one error up here. So there's 4 errors in the game. So anyway, that's it for APBA for 1988. So I'll see you guys later. That's CP, Cards and Dice, signing off.